This is All Indiana Sports.
So, what does it say for the Indy Ignite to be able to fight through these injuries throughout the season? Both outside hitters, not one, not two, not three, but four middle blockers injured at one point or another throughout the season.
I think they need to get new strength and conditioning people in. I'll say that on all the sports. But okay, so what's the question that you're asking me though?
Meaning, what does it take for a team to be able to be as successful as they are? Only 4 losses, 18 wins, with that amount of injuries throughout the season.
It's really tough to push through. But here's what's great about Indy Ignite, and here's what's great about Bertolacci. She does a great job of using her players to the fullest extent, meaning that she has a lot of players that can play different roles on a team if need be. So when you have a massive amount of injuries like that, hopefully your bench is able to compensate for that, while either you're able to get your starters healthy or you're able to replace and give somebody else more playing time. So that, I really have pretty good faith in Indy Ignite, and I think they're going to be able to push through just fine. So
Lauren Bertolacci, the coach, also the Swiss national coach. So
she's
pretty
insane.
pretty good place to be in from a coaching standpoint, because there are other teams in Indiana that have faced injury within this past season and have not been able to overcome them.
Yeah, and she's been able to. And I really applaud her for that coaching. I have a little tidbit in here that I've been thinking about, that I've thought about several different times.
Right.
What does it take? And this is Signetti. This is really good coaches that are coming to Indy area. What does it take? Why? What is the draw for a coach like that to be able to come? Midwestern Indiana, no reason to be there. What are these organizations doing to draw in coaches like that? That's always, a question. I know money is always a thing, but I think it's more than that for Indiana.
I wish I had it ready. I have this somewhere, this video I found. Quinn Buckner, who was ABA Pacers legend, was on the undefeated national championship team for Indiana in '76. They had a reunion during football season, and he was asked a similar question. He said that sports is in the DNA of Indiana. They are congruent, they are together, and so he was told by...
But it's never really been known as this big Indiana state, or a big sports state.
It was it's been known as the amateur capital, sports capital.
Yeah, but never just not enough, and always just not enough.
Well, welcome to Indiana sports.
So that's why I come back and I'm like, what brings a coach in that they see me? I know what would bring me in, but I'm like, what brings a coach in from outside that's not from Indiana, that doesn't understand Indiana mentality, Hoosier mentality, that kind of thing.
I think you have the big cities, but the problem with the big cities is, yes, you have a louder megaphone, but you're trying to push through more noise because there's just so many other options for people, fans, to engage with.
Yeah, you're right.
Indiana, there's not as much to do, right? There's more than corn in Indiana, they used to say. Well, not a whole lot. That more is sports. More is draw. The draw is sports. And so that would be it. Well,
anyway, sorry that was off topic, but
that's all good. I appreciate the question. I wish I had that clip ready. Sorry. But I'm Kevin. This is my wife Alexis, and we are excited to present to you the All Indiana Sports Podcast.
Yes, welcome back. This is an episode we will go over the last 2 matches of the now officially playoff-bound Indy Ignite. We will talk about the show. We will talk about how they are dealing with those injuries and the chances of getting healthy as we head down the home stretch of the season as we go all in.
Yes, you can follow us on TikTok and Instagram at Only Indiana Sports, and don't forget to like and subscribe on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. The first game that we're going to talk about was the return to the scene of the crime at the San Diego Mojo. This was their first loss of the season. And at the time, against the lowly only 2-win Mojo, they've been able to come back, and I believe they've got themselves in the playoff hunt. But this match, slow starts to the sets. That's what I noticed.
Yeah.
Legator member Mena was injured in the second set. Yep. Had a run in, I think, with Mia Tuaniga.
I can't remember. It was kind of behind her or off to the side dish a little bit.
It seemed like it was a hip thing, but it was
no. I thought it was knee.
Yeah,
I thought it was knee. I was like, oh no.
Good news. She was back the next match that we'll talk about. Yeah. Lydia Martin made the difference, replacing Emma Clothier in set 4. And
they're just trying to like gently bring Lydia Martin back in, but she you definitely can tell the difference.
And she's in there. That win, as we mentioned, clinched the playoffs for the Indy Ignite. They will be one of the 4 teams represented here in Texas come May 7th and 9th in the Final 4. Elena Scott had a season high 20 digs from the libero position. Kayla Lund, 14 kills, 26 digs. Some of these numbers, obviously.
Right.
You went 5 sets.
Yeah.
The official sets, 25-20, 19-25, 25-25, 22-25. So many 20s. 25-19, and then 15-19.
Taylor, 22 kills, man.
Yeah. And 14 digs. Kara Cressy, 8 kills, 3 blocks. Taylor Landfair made an appearance, 7 kills, 5 digs. And then Lydia Martin, as we mentioned, 4 kills, 3 blocks in only 2 sets. And one of those sets was the last one, only to 15. So, Mia Tuniga, 56 assists and 16 digs once again. Take some of these numbers worth what 5 they sets. Are. You're going 5 sets. You're going longer. But still very...
good play.
Good play. Yeah. Good play. Then the second match this week was against the Atlanta Vibe, 3-0, but it was much closer than what what that might represent. The sets, 25-19, 28-26, 27-25, and so plenty of them going to extra and plenty of fight in that match. Indy was down as much as 6 early in the final set, and I remember you had this. You were like, "Hold on, you never lost faith."
No, I didn't.
I was kind of like, "Well, I guess we're going to 4 sets."
No, do you know why? You can see with these girls whenever they go play Indy Ignite, in particular, when they go to play, you can tell. I mean, they're always kind of lighthearted for the most part, but you can tell when they need to kick it into gear a little bit more. And there are a couple of you know when the momentum is shifting. You can see it. And I hope, I know if I were on the other team, I would be able to like pick up on it fast, and I'd be like, oh crap. Because there are times when you see Taylor out there.
Staring at you through
the
net.
Yeah, she has different levels of stare. She has different levels of stare when she's competing. And same thing for Legator. Legator is more in the way that she communicates with her teammates. She communicates differently with them whenever she is kicking. So like I've picked up on some things that they do that you can just tell. So I'm watching for those things as they're playing. So I'm like, I knew that they were going to be fine and it was almost like they just let them get ahead. That's so cute. And then they were like, like it was one of that. And I saw
the
it.
way that you reacted to that reminded me about how I felt about the Indiana Penn State game this past year, where Penn State, seemed to have all this momentum. And I just was like, you know what? I think they got it, and they sure enough got it at the end. Mia Tuniga's parents were there for the first time at an Indy Ignite match.
Yeah, it was awesome to see them
against
there.
Her former team last year in the Atlanta Vibe. So,
I'm thankful we have her now.
I know.
She's made a difference,
and it was difficult it's difficult to miss them as her parents because she looks very much like them.
Yeah. And her mom meant business. I was like,
Right. Unfortunately, they showed him on the telecast right after she had been pulled in a double sub.
yeah.
But she made it back and kind of helped close it out. Likator member Mena had 13 kills, 12 digs, 37 receptions, and only 2 errors on those 37 receptions. Teeler, 19 kills, 7 digs. Again, some of these numbers you'll see is lower than last time because they aced the sets to 3-0. So we won 2 less sets. Lund had 8 kills, 11 digs. Emma Clothier stepped it into gear. She played much better.
She played better this game. Like that was, I kind of, when we had talked about fever stuff and with Aaliyah Boston and Caitlin Clark when they first started playing together, it was a problem. Or it wasn't a problem. It was just
the pace. It wasn't.
Yeah, they just couldn't figure out. So
chemistry.
Same thing I'm seeing here with Emma is that she's just trying to figure. She's slow. Because she's not used to she's not used to this pace is what it is. And it's not on her. It's just figuring out how to get faster, reaction time, those type of things. But she played much better this game. And I was really excited to see her step up. And she had some really amazing plays. So it was good.
3 kills, 3 blocks. Martin had 4 kills and 2 blocks. What you mentioned the pace, and this has been talked about a lot. And, we're in Indiana. It's almost May. We love a good pace.
We do.
And so...
I wondered when you would throw that in there.
Yeah,
Just a little IndyCar vibe.
It's coming. I mean, because after April, you know what?
I know. Who cares about anything else?
May. What does the pace mean? How do you play volleyball at a higher pace? What does that mean? How do you do that?
Well, first of all, you have to that's a mindset thing first. You got to go in and you got to get these athletes ready, mentally to be able to play fast ball. But you also got to have, a setter that you have to have somebody like Mia who can run a court fast like that. Coach Bertolacci has come in, and I think she has said and set a standard of we will play fast volleyball. Right. You have to be ready for us.
She's even said, I don't care about
I don't care about the missed serves. I don't care about the missed serves. People watching, we care about the missed serves. Right. And even watching, the vibe last night.
Early on, that's a stack I would track, and I've stopped tracking it because she doesn't care. And so if she doesn't care as a coach, why should I care as somebody who covers the team?
Right. Well, and not only, yes, but here's what's amazing is that watching the Vibe play them last night, they were celebrating so hard on those missed serves they had just won the game. Yeah. Which is great for them. They should be doing that because they're taking advantage of that team's weakness. Bertolacci is saying, I don't care about our weakness. That weakness is not going to win or lose us games. Right. Defense, aggressiveness, other things can lose us games. This is not going to. Yeah. So we have to play better in other places so that we can allow for this. Right. It would be, you can't be good at everything. You can be good at everything. You can't be great at everything, I should say. So you've got to have some place where you're like, it's okay. We have great servers. They have incredible servers. Yeah. There's nothing they need to work on with serving. It is what it is. Yeah. Yeah. So,
and it's part of that, being unconcerned with the service errors allows your team, frees them to be more aggressive, which promotes the fast play. Yes. And I've noticed that Mia Tuniga's sets many times are low sets. Mm-hmm. She is getting it out in position low where it doesn't take an arc where
you're not taking time away from the ball.
And so you need chemistry for your hitters to be able to get their run up going before even
here's the
ball
thing.
Is out of the hands.
Do you see any other players like Teeler or Member Mena out there on any other teams really?
What do you mean?
That are built and playing like those two players.
No, those two.
No, and Bertolacci has muscular. 2 of them on her team. Yeah. So the reason why she's doing that, she's throwing those, and Mia has figured out their vantage point of where they like to hit the ball. Yeah. So she's allowing them to play fast-paced volleyball through her setter so that she can bring these players in their gifting and so that they can play volleyball the way that they're supposed to play volleyball, the way that they've been built to play volleyball. And I love that she's using all the different body types to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. And
Sorry, you just asked about pace.
Well, I think that you bring up a great point that I've said about volleyball is there are certain sports where there are not a whole lot of variety of shapes and sizes of players. Obviously, football is one of those, but the different shape and size means you are a different position. It doesn't necessarily mean that in volleyball, and so it allows.
I mean, unless you're a lib, and usually you're on the smaller side.
Yeah, but still,
because you're closer to the ground. It's just like physics.
Short, but still you can have a different kind of stature and bone structure and all these different things that can go into that.
Yeah.
And so I think that's great for anybody. Who wants to be involved in volleyball. Just because you look a certain way
doesn't mean you can't play.
Doesn't mean you can't play and work into a position that you want to. So that leads us to the fiery play of the week. So what is the play of the week that you're like, you know what? That was it.
Why do you do this to me?
Yeah, well,
you think I should be ready for this, and I'm not. No,
there was a play that you made me rewind many times. The one that ended up being a lost point, but you loved the.
Oh, you're talking about Carrot? No, that's my.
Oh, okay. No, not yet.
I had that one ready.
Okay, you have that one ready.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I don't have a play.
You don't have a play.
What's your play?
My play is.
Maybe I'll think of one whenever you do it.
My play, I think it was against the Vibe, that Kayla Lund had a tremendous dig that then turned around and got set back to her, and she had an amazing kill. And so
I do remember that one.
It was like there was a Kayla Lund play that she was able to receive and got the set back and just hammered it down.
She just came to play.
Yeah.
She knew what she needed to do, and she came to play.
Way to go, Mama Lund.
Yeah, I tell you what.
Yep. Do you have a play yet? Did I spark your
play? Yeah, the one that that you want to tell them about him.
I
don't even know exactly. It was in the Vibes game, and it was just about Kara Cressy was playing middle, and there was I'm just so impressed by Kara and her ability to watch the other side of the court, and know what's coming next. Is this what I was supposed to do?
No. Go ahead. Go ahead. Continue. Use your play.
Yeah. Well, that's who
But it also use your player.
It's probably my player too.
So
Kara Cressy. Yeah.
I
just think that is that why were you prompting me? That was nice
I'm just gonna flash between the graphics here.
Okay. There was just a moment that I rewound it because I love the communication that Kara Cressy has on the court. I think that the Indy Ignite has really good communication overall. But this specific time that I was watching, Taylor was on her right side.
In the front.
Yep. And
Mia was back
behind. And there was miscommunication between Taylor and Mia, and they kind of ran into each other.
Right.
And Kara saw what was happening, and she points and she's like, get back up here, because she had already seen 2 plays ahead in her brain.
Right.
And
2
she
hits
knew
ahead.
2 hits ahead. She knew what was happening.
She knew where it was coming.
And she was calling Taylor back out because she needed her to help block. Like, and I just think that's how you win games.
Right.
That kind of focus and attention is how you win games. And I just was like, right there. I know. Yep.
See, that's my kind of play, because that was on a lost point.
Yeah, I didn't care about the lost point. It was the communication and things that were happening, because when you set it up for that to be happening, 2 plays ahead is what you're thinking. You're thinking points ahead. You're not thinking right then necessarily.
You're playing
exactly.
Yeah, I appreciate that, because I always tend to find little nuggets in games, basketball games, football games, where I go, I think that was actually the game changer. And a lot of people
maybe never saw it.
Nobody would ever think that, but it was a momentum shift. It was a mentality shift. So would that be Kara Cressy, your hair on fire player of the week?
I mean, that or Taylor. I think that Taylor really did a very good job. She had a really, really phenomenal last couple of games.
Yeah.
And she's really closed a gap on some things. And she has an incredible vertical herself, and she has came to block, and she's helping in a different. I'm loving how these
In the digs,
Yes,
back row stuff. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. I'm loving how this team is stepping up for each other because they want to win, and it's not about who's sitting on the bench. It's about the team as a whole.
Yeah,
I love
and
that.
that's pretty incredible as an 18-4 team to where the next closest I think is 16 wins. You know, you're 2 games up at this point. Down the home stretch, you could kind of sit back and be like, we've clinched it, you know. But you know, much in a Kurt Signetti kind of way, it's they put the pedal down and they keep going, kind of thing. My player is Lydia Martin, working her way back, but as you mentioned, in a way of
She's
working
such a
her
difference
way
maker.
back, she becomes a difference maker toward the end of the game.
Yeah.
Because she wasn't
She
starting.
closes out games for us really well.
You know, and so working her way back to health, which is going to make her that much more valuable when she ends up being able to maybe work her way back into the starting lineup. But maybe, just maybe, they found a role for her, and she has found a role for herself that doesn't involve starting, but it involves closing, which is maybe more important for the team.
I actually would love that role. I would love
That was
that. I did not care about the starting role. I wanted to be the difference maker.
And you are. But that's all the time we have for today. Liam and I are going to be back tomorrow with our wrap-up of the Pacers season, coming to the worst conclusion ever record-wise in franchise history.
Sounds like it's better off, though.
But there is a silver lining, and that would be a 52% chance at the top pick in the draft, I believe.
A 52% chance.
Yes.
Okay.
I forget all the percentages because, you know, the NBA is not
I think it
like other
changes
sports.
probably.
They do ping pong ball lottery
I was
stuff.
gonna say it changes.
And then there's the whole tanking situation that the NBA has really tried to guard against, but who knows? And then you can also go back and check out Liam and I's conversation about the Colts' unique draft status this year without a first-round pick. We brought in a special guest for that one. Plus, we will be back later this week with an update on the Fever's off-season free agent pickups, re-signings, and draft picks as the season kicks off within the month.
I'm excited to talk about Fever.
I know.
This is Alexis.
And this is Kevin.
Reminding you to say all Indiana sports.
This is All Indiana Sports.